Welcome to Cook to Nourish. Today I have brought for you another interesting recipe, and this is called puttu. In Kerala, in southern India, we make different kinds of puttu. Usually, most commonly, it is made using rice flour. And the other thing about puttu is that it needs a special equipment to make it. It has like there's a pot and then there is an elongated vessel. So basically this the rice flour mixed with water and coconut is steamed, and that's what's puttu. Now puttu is also made using tapioca or cassava, and that is the version I'm going to show you now. However, the other interesting thing is I'm going to show you how to make it using the instant pot, because I don't have that equipment. Plus there's another way. Traditionally, how puttu is made is using coconut shells. So that's what I have too. However, if you don't have coconut shells, then I will show you how to make it using something else. So hang on there. But coconut shells is also another common way of traditional way of making it, where holes are made. First of all, the coconut is scraped out completely, and see how smooth it is. And thanks to my mother-in-law for doing this and giving me these, so I didn't have to. And holes are made, and that's where the steam can enter, and it can. The other thing is I've already posted puttu, cassava puttu using cooked cassava or grated or raw cassava also. So there are already two different recipes. And now this is 3. So there are 3 different recipes for cassava puttu on my site. This one is using cassava flour, and I think this is the most easiest one. So yeah, so if you don't have coconut shells, don't worry. I'll show you how to make it using this steamer basket. So if you have a steamer basket that will fit into your instant pot. I can't remember if I got this as part of the Instant Pot accessory or if I got this separately. But anyway, so a steamer basket like this, which will fits inside the Instant Pot, you can use to make puttu. So I'll show you how to make puttu using that. Alright, so let's get started.
Alright, so first take a large mixing bowl, and I'm going to add 1 cup of cassava flour. So I recommend really measuring properly. So see, I'm trying to get an exact measure, and again, I'm just using the half cup, but it's 1 cup of cassava flour total, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And then I have measured and kept half a cup of water, and this is about 3/4 cup of fresh grated coconut. I have used frozen fresh grated coconut that I have thawed, but you could also use dried shredded coconut. Now if you're using dried shredded coconut, as I've indicated in my recipe, you may need to add a little bit more water than the half cup that I say here, just because that's more dry, So you might need to add a 2 tablespoons more if you use dried. But essentially what we are trying to do here is trying to create a wet mixture that can form into a soft ball, but it should not be too soft. So it's a little bit tricky. So it's neither too dry nor too wet. But the measurement that I'm giving you here, half a cup of water for the half a cup of cassava flour and for the amount of coconut, this should work pretty well as long as you use the same brand of cassava flour. If you use a different brand, I cannot guarantee you what the end result will be, but that's why watch the video clearly till the end to see what is the consistency of this mixture that I'm trying to make. So initially just add little by little. The reason you add little by little is because you want to wet all the surface area. So basically that you'll achieve that better when you are trying to do it little by little, so that all the dry powder, basically the flour, all the particles get thoroughly wet with the water, and that's about the final water. So I've added the entire half a cup. And again, as I said before, if you're using dried shredded coconut, you might need to add a couple tablespoon more of water. But see the texture that I have got here, there's no like dry flour now, and even at the bottom, constantly make sure, look at the bottom of it. And it should all be like really wet to touch. And so, and keep doing what I'm doing like with my fingers, so that you are actually continuing to kind of pass that powder and the flour, trying to wet the flour with your fingers, passing through your fingers. So now this is almost done. So it, I think, took me about 5 minutes all. Now see, this is what I want to show you. When you make a lump, it stays, but at the same time it breaks fast too. So it's not like a dough. Okay. So now I'm placing that one rack that you get, to place the steamer on top of it. So here first I'm using the coconut shells. Sorry, for some reason my video got cut here, that I couldn't show you how I filled those coconut shells. Now I'm going to pressure cook it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, this is what you have. See, it's like nicely done, cooked, and it kind of sets. Now this is my other mixture using the steamer basket, and I did the same thing. First put a layer of coconut in the bottom, and then put the mixture that we made and pressure cook for 10 minutes. So now I'm getting it out of the coconut shells. It comes out easily, and then just with the fork you can kind of poke it apart, and you get the rice, which you can eat with any kind of curry, or even just with bananas actually. And next I'm going to show you the other steamer basket that we had placed. So there also, just after it cools down a little bit, get it out, and then just invert it onto a dish. And it's like a soft cakey kind of consistency. It broke a little bit, which is okay, because we're anyway going to break it apart. So it is kind of crumbly, and which is what we want, which is what we are aiming for here. So, and see, it has to be crumbly like that. So you can just do that with the help of a fork, and that's your cassava rice. You can eat it with ripe bananas, or you can eat it with curries like chicken curry. If you like this video, please like and also subscribe to my channel.